away.
Thank you so much for coming. We are so excited to have a performance with an actual audience. This has been a rare thing this last year, as you understand. We are members of the St. Louis Civic Orchestra. And if you have not been to our concerts before, you have not heard of us, I'd love to tell you just a little bit about our orchestra. We were founded in 1949, so we've been around a long time. We have had some different names over the course of that time, but we have been civic in nature the whole time, meaning that we're an orchestra that's comprised of volunteers from a variety of walks of life, a variety of professions, a variety of ages, who come together because we have maintained our love of our orchestral instrument. And we've kept it up well enough to be able to play some of the greatest symphonic works, and also some really fun orchestral pops works. And it's really just a joy to be a part of a group like this, where it's people who are coming together not because we share a career, a line of work, not because we are all about the same age, because there's a variety of ages, not even because we share a worldview necessarily, which is kind of rare, because think about the people that you generally are with. You share one of those things at least, usually. So it's just a wonderful experience to be a part of a group where our common aim is the music, and we work together toward this common aim, and often right next to people who might feel about other areas of life very differently than we do. And I just think in a time like we live in right now, imagine if more of us had an experience like that. I think we would be just a more civil and civic place. So thank you so much for joining with us tonight. Now, typically we perform as an orchestra, and there are usually about 60 of us. So we would probably outnumber you in a normal year. This year, we've taken the opportunity to split apart into chamber groups, which is a great love of mine, and I think a lot of us share that, and we have a hard time sometimes finding time to work that kind of thing into our lives. And so this past year, the civic leadership has provided us the opportunity to do that. We couldn't safely gather for much of the year as a whole group, but we could manage to rehearse together sometimes in garages or outdoors or whatever we needed to do with masks on and everything, and still make music together. So this is, I think, one of the last, one of the last of these bits and pieces performances. And we're gonna play some Vivaldi for you and some Mozart for you, and some other of our members are gonna talk a little bit about that. I think I have at the end a piece of paper that has our website on it, Chandler? Yes, okay, so if you are interested in finding out more about the Civic as we return to a little bit of normalcy, hopefully next year, our web address is stlco.org, but I printed out a little thing that has that on it. So if you're interested in following along with what our plans will be, they're still in the works, but we hope to perform together as an orchestra. My name is Anne. I am in the second violin section. This is Kathryn. She often sits with me in the second violin section. Jayne is on viola tonight, and I should mention, Kathryn and Jayne win the prize. Maybe one of you outdo them, but they have come from England to be a part of this group. Now, not today, but we claim it anyway. It's a lot farther than Baldwin, which is where I came from. And we have another Jayne on the cello. And we will be joined later by Jack on the clarinet. And our first tune features two of our trumpet players, Dan and Larry. And this is Dan, that's Larry. And I'm going to pass the mic off to Larry right now to talk about the Vivaldi.
Thanks, Anne. Thanks for coming, everybody. Yeah, this has been quite a year from a musical perspective. People have not had the usual playing opportunities, and it's hard. It's one thing to rehearse at home and keep your skills up. It's quite another to feel the passion and the zeal of performing for a live audience. I had one experience where I played online for a musical review, and the music director actually recorded 38 of us, each of us at our homes, and then put it all together for an overture for the performance. I couldn't have done that, but I played my trumpet, and it really came off. But those were, my wife is in community theater, and she performed in Zoom productions during the year. So you know, the inventiveness of people during the time, just for the thirst of being involved in the arts, it came through in some ways. Nothing like this. So we're so glad that you're here and we're here with you. And next year we'll try and get 60 up on this stage. But the first piece we're going to do is one movement of the Vivaldi Concerto for two trumpets. And this is, some of you may know Antonin Vivaldi from Four Seasons and other pieces. And this particular piece was written around the beginning of the 18th century. And it was fairly novel for the time, because most of the pieces, there weren't a lot of trumpet solo pieces, and one of the reasons was the trumpet was nowhere near this level of development that it is today, with spring-based valves and that. So it was just coming into the development of kind of hole-based longhorns. So if you think of a recorder, where you can play notes on it that are closer together than you otherwise would be able to if it were simply a long horn without any holes. You know, now we can I hand this to Jayne? You know, now, can you hear me? Now we can play, you know, notes that are real close together. But at the time, you might have been able to play with the notes coming closer together as you got higher. But down low, there really wasn't that opportunity to be able to play those close together notes. So with the hole-based horn, that started to become a reality. So, and this is, I would say, a staple of the trumpet solo and duet literature. Hear this performed a fair amount in classical music. So we're going to do the first movement of this, and then we'll turn it over to the group for the next performance.